Yeah, that seems right. So, last time, we gone through some maybe separation in our group, which somehow led to Ezrin almost losing his life at the hands of Tobias, or so he thought, but was quite quickly proven wrong because after rejoining, discussing with the others what to do next, theorizing about everything. Ended up finding Tobias's real dead body, reporting it to get him properly buried. And now back together by his home. Figuring out most likely what to do next. The three of you are currently, I think, outside of Tobias's home. Just like right next to it. You've done a bit of cleaning around the spot, and reported the body. You have a few traces. So, what would you like to do? Unless we don't know. In which case, I can give you guys some reminders because it has been a while. So last session, you guys have gotten this little message, which seemed to be only like half of it, with the name of a person that you've learned was a scientist of sorts. You also have a plushie on you, a plushie of a bunny, which you found in the now burnt down cult house. I think that's all the traces you have right now. I will also add that I believe it is like the sun is setting. Do you need me to oh yeah, go. I think you guys long rested.
You got attacked. We took you back to
Yeah.
the inn. We rested for the night, and then we met
Oh
you back
shit!
out.
True. It is not. The sun is not setting. I lied. It is like I'd
It's
say.
rising, if anything.
I think it would be nearing noon, actually, because you've sat a bit in the morning. All right. I'm gonna assume that blows up. Also, Bear, have you been here when I mentioned the two tropes you guys have right now?
I don't think it was. I heard you
Yeah,
saying that we were outside of Tobias' house after reporting it, but besides that, I was gone.
yes. You guys have the paper with the numbers. That also had a name on it. Who you know is a
No sirloin steak man.
yeah. And you have the plushie. I don't remember who has it on them, but you have the plushie that
We also have
one of
the dagger.
and the dagger. That is correct.
Which dagger?
The one that's
The yeah,
magic
Tobias one.
poison on it.
Oh, that one, yeah. Man, it sure is taking that sheriff a while to get here. Surely you'd think a dead body is important.
I think he's already been.
What do you mean?
As he was already at the body and shit last session.
I thought last session we went and talked to the sheriff and then we came back here and ended.
No, the sheriff's been. And then we went back to the thing and long rested, wasn't it?
No, that was
No. The order of events is it was nighttime. Ezrin got attacked by Tobias. We went back to the inn, rested up because we were all beat up from the previous fight with the snake. Then we came and found Tobias's dead body, saw his journal, deduced some stuff, got evidence, then went to the sheriff and told him about it, and then came back here.
That's what you came back with the sheriff.
no.
I remember the sheriff said he had to like finish something over there before he'd come, and then we walked back by ourselves, disgruntled because the sheriff didn't seem to care.
All right. So I assume that you wait for the sheriff.
At least I am.
Mhm. It takes another 5 or so minutes before you notice those three figures approaching. All three familiar to you, as it is the sheriff, the pastor, the tabaxi running the church, and that woman you saw on your very first day here that hadn't even said a
Woman
word
that follows the mayor.
and was accompanying the mayor.
We finally get it to learn her name.
Well, she's not with the mayor, so hopefully. Otherwise, she's gonna be the woman that follows the sheriff.
She's just the woman who follows.
She who follows.
Let's kiss.
As the three approach, you can make out that the sheriff clearly is carrying some like bag that he doesn't usually have with him. You're guessing probably supplies for a crime scene. The pastor, the entire like time you see him walking is just like in prayer. Most likely you're guessing, you can't really see his lips move but from behind his hands, but you're guessing in like some murmurs of prayer. And the woman that you don't know the name of has like this like just papers, essentially something to write on, held to her chest. Once they kind of like stopped by you to talk to you, it is the sheriff who first kind of talks to you, speaks to you. You didn't have to wait here to ensure that I come, but I appreciate you keeping an eye.
Particularly waiting just for you. It just didn't feel right to just leave Tobias here any longer, alone.
That's understandable. Whilst I obviously believe you, I'm going to have me when I forget. Sorry. I'm going to have Augustus inspect the corpse, while I would like to ask you all some questions to quickly get a proper witness statement. If that's alright.
That's alright with me.
Hmm.
You see that the woman who you don't know the name of kind of prepares to kind of write whilst Ethan, the sheriff, starts asking questions. What time have you exactly found the body again?
It was earlier this morning, shortly before we came and told you about it. I don't recall the exact time because I don't have a watch on me.
It's about 10 minutes before you got here. I'd assume that's like 5 minutes to yours, 5 minutes back.
Yep. It's like the sound of a pencil moving against paper as the blonde woman notes down something. And I believe you've mentioned not seeing anybody around when you arrived.
No, there was no one here when we found the body.
Right. Have you contacted Tobias in the recent days? When was the last time you saw him?
Last time I personally saw him was when we were interrogating him at the sheriff's office, and then we had a fight, and he went on his way, and I went on mine.
Yeah, about the same time.
He looks to you, Ezrin. All right. And you three claim that this is the cause of... How did you word that again? I wasn't exactly writing down when you visited.
Stealing monster.
Some kind of shapeshifter that takes people's eyes to mimic them. You'd
We
almost
still
got
think-
Ezra.
We think that's what it does.
Right, how long before finding the body have you encountered this suspect?
Yesterday.
Right, time of day?
Night.
It was after that big fire at the church. Maybe about an hour and a half after that.
Do you suspect the fire at the church might have something to do with this?
It could be possible, but I have no clue, honestly.
The eyes from the snake were missing. Who knows?
Alright, this does show a clear pattern. Is there anything else you would like to add to your reported statement?
Huh. The creature uses this dagger to paralyze its victims. It stabbed Ezrin before I chased it away last night.
Or at least people you're close to.
Right. The sheriff takes a deep breath, hands on his hips. It's clear that this whole situation is troubling him. Though he's likely just trying not to show too much of emotion. Looking over to the woman taking the notes. Thank you, Miss Lutheran. He just kind of motions his hands and then moves on to enter Tobias' house, following where the pastor had earlier entered it, likely to join him in an examination of the body, and most likely conceal of it as well. Leaving you with the unknown to you woman, who takes a few more notes on the notepad. I feel like that's the most fitting word for it.
Was the sheriff taking notes too, or just her?
Just her.
Is there anything else you need to know?
She kind of looks towards the house, then back to you. What relationship did you have exactly with the victim?
He was a friend of a friend. When we got here for the funeral, he approached us and asked for our help.
Help with what exactly?
To find out what happened to Michael, what killed him, and to investigate whatever this creature was. The reason we learned of this creature or shapeshifter or whatever it was through Tobias.
So you've been playing detective.
Yeah, we have. Sheriff did jack shit to help us, so we decided we'd help ourselves.
Oh, the position pays well, I would assume, so... But I'm sure he did his best. You've mentioned that you've been here during the fire, right?
Yes,
We
we
helped put it
put it
out.
out.
see anything suspicious at the time before the flames started?
Not that I can recall.
Char's just gonna start like breathing intently.
Roll me. What the fuck would I have you roll? But no. Like, something so you don't seem suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't
Like-
be suspicious.
Persuasion, performance. Yeah, okay. If I could get a performance.
15.
You see her looking at you for a while. You feel like her green eyes from behind that really well done like eyelashes are kind of boring through you, but then she looks back to her paper and continues the almost like stopless writing that she only really pauses whenever it's to look at you. Three of you. Do you think anyone from the town could be this quote shape-shifting eye stealer?
Well, that's a very loose question right there, considering it's a shapeshifter. It could, in reality, be anyone.
Well, yes, but do you have any suspects?
Not at the moment, no.
You thought it was Tobias.
Our original suspect was Tobias because he knew a lot about whatever was happening with Michael's death, and then that got ruled out when we found Tobias here.
Kind of the moment you mentioned that you thought it was Tobias, you can see this like sparkle in her eyes as her writing becomes more like intense, like intent, like.
Fuck up.
Our fucker just not doing her job at all, just writing fanfiction of everything we say.
She's drawing Tobias.
It's like that fucking bat when he's just drawing scribbles.
By the way, do you say that out loud or?
No. No.
I will.
Very interesting. How long are you planning to stay here then? I do recall you were only visiting. And what were your names again?
Mine's shallow.
Chalice.
She just like nods to herself, writing. Before she like rips out one page from the notepad, the rest of it like held back to her chest with one arm. Very well. I appreciate you answering your mine and Ethan's questions. I hope you have a nice rest of your day.
If I might ask, if you're the like note taker or whatever your job is specifically called, why are you out here asking questions to us instead of getting information on the body in there? Shouldn't it be more prioritized to be in there writing things down as they're discovered?
Well, to be fair, I'm not exactly, would you say qualified to be looking at bodies, unfortunately, unless I would get permission. But mainly brought here to help write things down, and in our lovely mayor's name.
So you get to work with the sheriff and write down stuff about crime scenes, but you're not allowed on the crime scene or to see the body.
What can I say? I also wish it were different. Now, time is money, I fear, so I'll leave you three to it, whatever it is that you do. And so, with like a more on the energetic side, but also very like elegant walk, she goes over just to like quickly call for the sheriff, give him the piece of like paper from her notepad that she ripped out, and then leave. What would you three like to do? Oh yeah,
So too. Do you guys remember when Buster got lost in the woods? He mentioned he found this sort of camp thing, right?
Hmm.
We try and go find that because it could hold more clues to whatever this thing is. Because we did
With the
see it run off
tag,
back into the woods. It could. It could very well belong to Iskra, but there wouldn't be much harm in checking if it is Iskra's, would there?
I thought Buster mentioned that it was the butterfly ladies.
I don't know if he said it was the butterflies ladies, or he just found the butterfly lady after he found that, but there's probably at least something to it. If we go investigate that and it turns out just to be one of Iskra's camps, no biggie, right? It's just a little bit of a time waster when we have a bunch to waste already. I don't know. Let me phrase it better then. Do you have any leads or plans that you would like to follow up on, Ezra? Because currently that's the only thing I can think of that can potentially lead us to find something else about this thing other than just sitting around and waiting for it to attack us again.
I want to know what the woman wrote.
Sure. Chalice, do you have anything in particular you want to do?
I want to see what that woman wrote.
It would be interesting to see that, but I don't think you can just go rip it out of the sheriff's hands.
I could use Chris. I don't know. I just don't. I hope they don't know what the whole fire thing. I felt like she was staring daggers into me. Okay. Well, I'll come with you guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Alright, so are you parting in two groups or all going to
I think we should
the...
stick together.
Okay, so you're all going together to Chalice's old home, correct?
I believe that is correct.
Alright. And so you head off. It's not far from here, just up the street. And soon the familiar building comes into sight as you walk in. I can't find the fucking song. Is it this one? It is. You know this place. And practically right after entering, you would be met with the sight of the only boy from the group of kids living there now, Nendro, sat with Amalika on the couch, seemingly playing with some like old toys which you recognize as your Chalice from like long ago in your childhood, ones that must have been stored all the way up in the attic.
I
think I
believe it
gave
was
it
you,
to you.
Ezrin.
I thought I gave it to you, like when we first found out.
Yeah, the moment you like the few of you are noticed, Nindra looks over a little nervous and It's a little wave. Whilst Amalika just kind of stares. Looking at the bunny, you don't really, as Amalika like looks at the bunny, you don't really see much recognition. Honestly, you don't see much in Amalika's eyes. They may as well be going separate directions. But Nendro. Portal. There's just like a little gasp after a moment. Oh, that's Banris. She's in the kitchen, I believe. Yeah, as you like take your hand away, there is a small like chomp of teeth
Fucking
almost-
piranha at your hand.
that almost catch your hand. Do you all go to the kitchen together?
Yeah, I'll just follow along Ezrin.
No, I'll just be outside.
You're staying outside?
If you see Tobias out there, scream bloody murder, Shallows.
So the two of you go over to pretty much next room, as that's where the kitchen is, where you would find on her own Beanre, who you instantly notice she seems a little less lively. That bit of talking you got and like getting to know with her, she just feels like there's less energy to her. Maybe a little sickly. Paler. Oh. It's nice seeing you too.
Andre.
There is a small, like, both surprised and, like, happily relieved gasp as she leaves the, like, paw of something that she's been preparing and goes over to take the plushie with one hand. Oh, I didn't think this made it through the fire. Thank you. Is she alright? I don't see her with you. I understand. Has everything been generally okay for you all?
Not really. Things have been pretty bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I well, I have been told all my life that they're, you know, in a more peaceful place now, but I don't really know if I can apply that anymore. Um, I wouldn't want to keep Chalice waiting outside, but I've just been preparing food for everybody. There should be enough to go around. We could probably eat on the porch if you would like.
It would be nice. You're looking a little pale, Bonner. Did you ever go see Summer for any like herbs or medicine for that wound you have?
Yes, I have. It's alright. You don't have to worry about it, but I appreciate the concern. Uh, right. Well, the food should be ready soon. Um, she kind of like goes up, sets the plushie down on like one counter, just like to stay there, and goes back over to the like cooking pot. Just
I'll I'll just go wait out on the porch.
as you two move to leave, you're stopped by by her speaking up. Actually, uh, I remember I've been thinking about this a lot. When we first met, you mentioned that you are searching for something. Um, what what was what was it?
We were trying to help Tobias find what happened to Michael, and we found in Michael's library evidence of a break-in, and then Michael had all this stuff about some creature attacking people. So we were going around the town trying to find more about it.
You saw
Yeah,
notes from like Tobias's thingy where it mentioned Dawn.
I forgot about that part.
It's alright. So, was it? Were you suspecting we did something?
No, not really. We didn't even know you guys were at the church at the time. The reason we went there is because we found a journal that Tobias had mentioning something called Dawn, and then mentioning the church. So that's why we went there to look for clues.
There is a longer pause of silence. Thinking. I I'm not sure. How does my exactly, I don't know, connect if it's helpful at all. Um, but I remember a few years, I think, back, Not too long, but it was definitely more than a year. There, um, guys, there was this man. He was the only other person aside from Tobias that ever visited us, and you. And he came to us. We weren't allowed to talk to him. Only Zolorinth was. But I overheard some of their conversation. It was something that he was, like, I don't know, someone smart and believed in Dawn, believed that we were onto something, and said that he will help us summon Dawn, that he will help Zolorin summon Dawn with, science was the word, I think. And that he'd do it in return for a body.
That's interesting. Did you ever hear anything about this body or see anything about the body?
I remember that Zolorin left that day. Left me in charge. Well, it was when everyone was supposed to be sleeping, but I was supposed to make sure nobody leaves. Came back with dirty hands in something. I never saw that man again after that.
That could be very valuable information. I thank you for sharing it.
Well, you did a lot for us. I really appreciate it.
If I may ask, will Baltha be joining us for the meal? I haven't seen them. I saw Ninro and Amelika out in the living room. Do you know where Baltha is?
Oh, yes. Baltha is just upstairs. I believe resting.
Did they happen to be resting for a while? Have you seen them recently? As of like last night?
Oh, no, I have. I saw her just this morning when we were having breakfast. We get up pretty early. Why?
Just wondering.
Chalice. Whilst your companions went inside and got to figuring out the whole thing with the plushie, you stayed outside. Did you sit on the porch like the first time you were here?
Yeah.
Mm.
Just, like cuddling Chris.
It's a nice day today. Not raining like quite commonly in this village. Not too windy. Just enough to nicely flow through your hair, but not enough to make it cold. Some people walk by on the street. You don't really recognize them. Not too many either. You know this is like a more secluded area due to just like most of the buildings being abandoned. But maybe in the corner of your eye, you would see a familiar figure. One slightly hunched over from old age, with humanoid but not fully human features, slightly yellowish green skin, carrying groceries in a basket. Would you describe what your grandma looks like, Chalice?
You didn't ask for this. I ain't got that prepared. Well,
It's you don't have to describe it if you don't want to. That's alright.
I ain't got nothing for that.
Yeah, just say the word. You don't have to.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, that's fine. She walks from kind of the lower part of town towards where Tobias's home and the church would be. Slowly approaching towards the house. What do you do?
Um, like my eyes will dart toward her. No. How far away is she?
I would say 6 feet. She's like a bit away, like soon going to be on the getting on the porch.
How are you here?
There's no verbal response as she smiles at you in this way that doesn't feel correct. It's not her smile. It's not the way she always would give you this reassuring, warm grin. No, it's almost fabricated, artificial. And her face, like a coming of your fading memories that make it less recognizable because of all the time that has passed. That face, it's wrong. Like it's composing. Almost.
Hang on.
As she continues to walk towards you, getting on the porch. Do you just stand there?
So my mum came in the room.
That's right.
Charles will stand up. Tears starting to come down her face. I know you're a disgusting creature, but this is just sick.
Another step closer.
I know you're not her. You're not the same.
Another step. She's
He's not even gonna say anything.
and as she gets close enough to be within arm's reach of you, make me a dexterity saving throw.
9.
Give me a second. So, the basket with groceries is instantly dropped as her hand with nails that are sharper than you recall them to ever have been reaches out, grabbing onto your wrist and
Let go.
pulling you by it. As the other hand reaches out to kind of like grab you by the like mouth to cover it. How do you react to this? Is there anything you try to do to fight back?
This music, man.
Can I have Chris cast magic missile at them?
Oh yeah, sure.
Just 1d. Okay. Fuck. All 4 beams will go to whatever the fuck this bitch is.
I'm guessing it's a to hit, right?
No, it's like an instant hit thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, magic missile auto hits.
Damn. Damage.
8 in total force.
Okay.
No, I lied. That's +1 as well, so that's 12 total.
Alright. So, as this beam shoots out, this creature like hisses with an undertone of what sounds like your grandmother's voice, but distorted, wrong, not hers. It kind of like flinches back, just pulling you slightly with her, with the hand that holds your wrist, digging its claws into it. I'm gonna need you to roll me another dexterity saving throw.
Fucking 4.
Do you have a inspiration you'd like to use, or is that your final score?
Ain't got fuck.
I will say, if you would be wanting to use it, there is. I would absolutely give you a inspiration for the scene.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, you need to save this, otherwise we're not seeing you again.
Oh, 16.
Fucker giving free inspiration.
I got 16.
Okay.
Just to figure, is the hand, is it over my mouth or?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, as it kind of yanks you back just slightly when you attack it with Chris's help, the hand moves up almost like instantly, and for a moment it's almost like a light flashing before your eyes, except it's quite the opposite. It's the sight of those sharp nails flashing before your eyes, perfectly pointed towards them, but it's last moment that you manage to move away and get a scratch on your cheek that just slightly injures the bottom of your eye. as this thing lets go and starts running off. Likely you wouldn't. I don't know if you would see what. Well, this depends on how you would see this, but they ran off, turning quickly around one of the buildings.
I want
What do you
to
do?
just like start yelling and like banging at the door, telling them to come out quick.
Yeah, you two
Like,
would probably have just ended your conversation with Beanre.
Side, see what the fuck is going on.
fucking shaking.
Chalice, what's wrong? What happened?
Came after me.
What, like now? In broad daylight?
Behind that building. It used her face. My grandmother.
It's awful.
It almost got me. Like slowly walk inside.
Okay, so it's not just after Ezra. We gotta make a new rule. We're not letting each other out of each other's sights.
She did. I don't know. I've I think it didn't look the same. It was more hollow. Like, I think it dug her up. I think it dug her up and took her eyes.
How could it though? Unless it was around all that time, but you'd think there'd be more like sightings of it. You said your grandmother died ages ago,
I
correct?
don't. I. I don't think it was around back then. I think it dug her up recently and took her eyes from. No.
Well, that's not possible. Eyes decompose rather quickly. It only takes about 2 to 3 days for eyeballs to decompose. So it couldn't have dug her up recently to get her eyes.
It didn't
So
look
that
like
means
her
it's
though.
using something else.
It didn't look like her. It looked decomposed. I don't know. Mm, yeah. She
You
grabbed me pretty tight around my arm.
you like the two of you can see the like scratch mark of about 2 fingers, little 2 lines on Chalice's cheek, and there is like definitely been a puncture in her eye because there's like it's reddened, the eye itself, like from blood.
Shit. So it stabbed your eye just right on the porch?
I, bef- before it got any closer, I noticed what it was. I started yelling at it.
Why now though? What gave it the idea that it could come after Chalice now? Cause sure, Chalice was alone on the porch, but we're right behind a door, and the sheriff is like 5 or 6 houses away from here, actively investigating. I guess. Was there anyone else out there when it approached you, Chalice?
With the people I saw have walked away, like
It was like a few people, and they probably walked by. Maybe there was someone, but they were already like further away, turned right the opposite direction, so they wouldn't be looking towards you.
no. If there was, they were too far away.
So it's just not even caring if people are in its vicinity as long as it's not being like watched when it's after its target. The only
No.
doctor's dead. I think the closest we have besides Michael and Tobias is Summer, which is like more of an alchemist and herbalist than a doctor.
As keep going. Sorry.
Right. Mm, I close one eye.
It definitely hurts, and you're just like when both would be open, you can tell that one is a bit more squinted. Um, and whilst it's blurry, you can see it's just like blurred, slightly reddened.
I think I just needs to heal.
Can I touch Chalice's like elbow and cast Identify? Trying to see if there's any ongoing spells or effects that are currently affecting it. Currently affecting Chalice with a spell. So it's only gonna take a minute.
Sorry, I have a fucking Identify. There doesn't seem to be any effects.
So it at least didn't put any spells or anything like that on you. I don't know if it would have like injected something into your eye.
No, I don't feel anything. It was just. For a second, I thought it was her.
Did it try and paralyze you or anything, or just like grab you and start trying to take your eye?
It put its hand over my mouth. I think it wanted to drag me away. Chris attacked it, and then before I could do anything else, it was gone. I mean, it didn't say anything. I think if it knew how she acted, it would have said something. It tried to smile, but it wasn't the same. No, it was more decrepit.
Maybe.
I think about her often. When she smiles, yeah.
It could be going off of memories, but it also could potentially have something like detect thoughts. Because you've been thinking about your grandmother a lot recently since we've been visiting this house and
I,
taking all the church people here.
I, I, it looked nothing like how I think of her, though. I don't get it. I really don't think the memories. She was far away. The closer she got, the more I realized.
So, coming into the room that you've been stood in is Banra, almost dropping the tray she had of food. Seeing chalices, they being quick to like kind of put it on the side. You can see Nendro close behind, but not like fully. Just kind of concern, like peeking out. What happened? Banner would just like run up to you, Chalice.
Okay,
Oh, did you? Um, do you have something here to It's your home. I've not looked really. Do you have something? Do you know something that for patching that up?
It's okay. I have some stuff in my hotel room. I can sort it later.
Right. What's happened?
Um,
You can just see this kind of from being really worried. There's also this kind of like bit of like horror of on her face, as one would expect. She looks back to where Nandro is kind of like peeking out, just kind of like does some motions at him, kind of shushing him. As he kind of disappears from behind the door frame, you can hear his footsteps. I. Is it safe now? Should I? Sorry, was it that um thing? You can tell that she's stressed and likely not sure what to say. Right. Um. Sh- should we? Sorry, I really don't want to be inconsiderate. Um. Should we sit inside them? Sorry, I understand if you wouldn't want to stay further than now. That's totally understandable. I just
I don't think I'll be able to stay for too long. It's just everything. It's too much.
I understand that. Uh, is there anything I can do?
If you wouldn't mind, could you please go check on Buthra?
I was planning on doing that right the moment I finish talking with you. Right. I no, it's ready. It's ready. I will go do that. And so she like hurries off.
How long will that take?
Shouldn't take too long. If you need to, we can just eat real quick and then be on our way. We don't have to stay for chit chat if you can't handle it.
I think that'd be best. Hmm? Afterwards, we'll tell him to lock the doors. I.
If we really need, and Chalice, you can't stay here any longer, we could have Ezrin stay here and I could walk you back to the inn, because Ezrin would have Amelika, Nenro, Birne, and Buther here, so he wouldn't be completely alone.
No. I don't want to split up anymore. I don't know if these people like what if it tries to trick them? It's no good telling someone. I knew she was dead. I knew there was someone going around other people's fucking faces. I still had hope though. I thought it was her.
In the background, you can hear the sounds of like some just generally footsteps, people going like some up down the stairs. Likely, as you guess, gathering in the dining room. The entire time, the scent of the meal that's been prepared, something very earthly in the air, which would create a homey atmosphere if it weren't for the situation.
I'll come with.
The table isn't big enough to fit all of you, but somehow it's made to work. Improvised chairs moved over, or ones from upper or lower, well, lower now, from upper floors where maybe there was a chair in someone's bedroom or in that. You can see that clearly there's like a bit of a grim atmosphere of concern. It's Banner who's the most like nervous, the others just purely worried, unsure. You can see Nendro sitting next to Banner, kind of reassuring her, so it seems. as passed around our bowls with this very watery soup. Do you try to initiate any sort of conversation or anything during this dinner or
Dinner. It's like lunchtime.
lunch? Fucking hell. Sorry. Lunch.
Oh,
Amalika.
Watch out for that gold hairpiece still there.
Yeah, Amalika is really the only one who seems calm in this situation. Very happily drinking. No, not eating with a spoon, drinking her soup. Not likely due to age or just a lack of reading others' skills. Not really affected. Whilst Nendro does sit next to Banner on one side, do any of you think you would want to sit next to her? Or do you...
Take a seat next to Benner and eat my soup.
I'm happy want to be next to either of the two. Jello or Ezra, as long as I'm next to one of them.
So, this lunch goes by quietly. An unspoken of tension in the air. As who's sitting next to Banner? Sorry.
I'll sit next to Benner.
As Jello, nearing towards the end of this very awkward ceremony. I don't know if you would call that. She kind of leans over to you, and with a more hushed voice, careful so that none of her siblings hear. I thought about the thing we talked about earlier. I don't know. You said that what I mentioned could be helpful information. So I think most definitely Zoran had some form of contact or anything to this person. Maybe it burned, but surely, I don't know, a note, a item. I don't know.
I don't remember what his actual name is besides the Salisbury steak, but I'll mention his actual name on the piece of paper.
Sirloin. Surname. Fucking. Fuck off. Surname.
Silent Ocean. What?
No, I didn't. No. You're taking the piss.
You mentioned a name. To Banner?
Yeah.
I don't know. I barely even saw the guy. Maybe?
There was a note that we found. It was Serlin Dawson, and then it had some sort of writing or code, but we haven't really figured out what that means yet.
Do you have it?
I do not remember who has the paper out of character.
Me, I think. Yeah, someone.
I guess if I have the paper, I'll take it out of my pocket and quietly show it to Banre.
Yeah, there's some like kind of under the table, you know, keeping it secret as if you're not the only ones talking at the table. She kind of looks at it. Now, Jella, could you roll me a quick investigate?
Investigation?
I think. I know. I know.
Investigation, that would be an 11.
Okay. Oh yeah, and you get the help action. Sorry. So you get
Hell yeah.
2.
11 turns into 12. I rolled a 2 and a 3, goddammit.
Fucking hell.
Joke's on you, heroic inspiration, I'm rolling again. Fucking hell, that's a nat 1 for 10.
Let's go.
Wait,
This
so you
paper is
roll a 1, 2, and
incomprehensible.
3?
Yeah, a 1, 2, and a 3.
Okay, so Bandra is looking at the paper. So you think it. So it's the name and then 4307.9N. She just kind of like asks you.
That's what we think it is. We don't know if it's some sort of location or if it was like a hidden code they were writing. We honestly don't know.
He, there is a map. I don't remember.
Wait, you said the guy was talking about like bodies and stuff, needing to acquire one for sciencing Dawn to life or whatever. Could it potentially be like a grave plot?
A what?
A grave plot. It's basically the designated zones where they bury bodies in the cemetery. It's how family members find their loved ones or like how they purchase the land in order to bury them there.
So, like a body from a grave?
Yeah, pretty much. It basically just be the numbering system for like cataloging who's where in a grave, basically. Like in a cemetery, I mean.
I don't know. I since it says N, I thought maybe could be part of a what was it called?
Latitude and longitude for coordinates on a map.
Yeah.
It's possible, but without the other coordinate or other half of it, we'd only be searching one place around the entire area. We would have no frame of reference, and we don't know if this is the latitude or the longitude.
We never were allowed any maps of where we are. I still am not sure how the layout works here. I've seen maps in books of, I think, made up places. But maybe you can get a map somewhere. I'm not sure how it works.
Find a way. That's actually a pretty decent lead either way. Because if it's a grave plot, it gives us a localized area, and if it's a map longitude, we can somewhat pinpoint where whatever it is could be.
Whatever happens, I'm more than willing to help. If you want to, I know you have a place to stay, but if you would want to like stay here, well, it's this isn't my home, but we wouldn't mind the company.
Would I be able to overhear this?
Yeah, I think so.
No. I can't. We're not staying here.
She just kind of. Did you say that like loudly? Like not as in out loud, like loudly.
Like a dead silence whispering, "No, can't stay here." Just across the entire table.
Somewhat like that.
Damn.
Not like a no. Just like stern, normal
Yeah.
temperature. What the fuck? Volume.
Volume.
My temperature voice.
Volume.
Yeah. She just like goes quiet, looking like down, like tilting her head down.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, it's alright. I'm sorry. I didn't want to be pushy.
It's okay. I appreciate the sentiment anyway.
I appreciate the offer, yeah. Also, I appreciate the lending a helping hand, but right now I think you should probably just focus on Amelika and Enro and Boothra, keeping them safe. Because we have our own problems we're dealing with, and we don't really want to wrap you up in them and get you in more hot water.
You'll soon finish eating, and I assume head off after saying your goodbyes, of course.
Fine. Was Boothra at the table at all? I
Yes.
don't recall her being mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, she didn't really. She just kind of sat there. Didn't like only ate like half of food, but yeah. That is the wrong song. So, what do you do? It's, I'd say like 2 p.m.
Does anyone know of a place that can like buy a map? Because I've got two potential ideas of where this note or code, whatever it is, could lead us. Bonner was discussing that with me when I was sitting next to it.
Town hall might.
I think it was just them living there.
The town hall might have a map.
Sure. Yeah. You'll see the mayor ask for a map. We could go visit Summer because they're the closest we know of to a sort of doctor, and they're not too far from here. Well, they had medicinal like teas and stuff to wake up Tobias whenever he was in his coma thing, so they might have something else that can help.
Yeah, it does kind of sting. We can go. We can go there.
All right. 2 summers. The building stands as you last recall it to be. It's like very cozy. Little shop. Somehow it's warm colors from the plants around, the amount of flowers and herbs and whatnot. Gives a calming atmosphere. As you're pretty much instantly met with the familiar to you Summer, who was just selling something to a customer who, some like middle-aged man, walks away with his goods. She waves as she notices you get like close enough that it's clear you're going to her place.
Hello, Summer. Nice to see you on this day.
Hi, it's lovely seeing you as well. Though, well, I can't help but no. Charlotte, are you like in the like visible to her right now? Or are you in any way like out of like trying to be out of sight?
I think I'd
Hiding
be
behind
visible.
Ezra's back.
No, no,
Please don't
I'd
see
be
me.
there. I'd be visible.
Just can't help but notice. Are you okay? Just kind of towards you.
Yeah, I just scratched my eye a little.
Well, if my plants are good for anything, it's definitely medical purposes. I assume you need some sort of antiseptic. Just kind of like eyeing you to like for like confirmation or not. Closed. She's like, you can hear the sound of some clanking as she like leans down just slightly, getting something from under, and like just kind of probably like a little, what's it called? Shelf, like that's underneath. Before pulling out like a little, very pretty jar. So for disinfection for injury, to ensure nothing bad happens. Trees up. Simple enough. Pine specifically. Just put it on. Stops bleeding. As well. Do you need a bandage too, or?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay. And do you want something for the pain? Because whilst the sap will stop bleeding and disinfect, it won't really stop the pain. But I do have a nice little salve that can help you with that. It's not gonna be instant, but it'll numb it, make it a bit better.
Did the like was my arm bleeding as well?
Uh, yeah.
Um, I don't think I need it for my wrist is pretty hurt too. I need it for that.
Okay, yeah. Like a pretty much matching little jar, just a little bit taller, pulled out. She'd go off a bit to the side, grabbing some, like gauze. Well, it's not really, but pretty much bandage. I'll put on the missile on the window. Anything else?
This is a long shot, but do you potentially have a map of the town for sale? Or do you happen to know where we could get one?
Love, do I look like a cartographer? I'm sorry, but I don't.
That's why I said it might be a long shot. I didn't expect, but might as well try.
Well, the library, I don't think it's open. And
Would the town hall have anything?
I don't know if Max President would be willing to share. Maybe like they definitely have one. They have to do all the planning after all. I've mentioned Iskra to you guys, right? Maybe she would. I'm betting she has one of the forests that would be handmade if that's what you're looking for. I feel, yeah, the town hall probably one of the best choices right now. That's 10 gold. Platinum is a gold, like 10 gold, right? If I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
That's the conversion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Takes it and just like kind of chucks it into like a little box she has on the side. Well, good luck with whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, you find me.
Thank you. Guys, we didn't bring strawberries. Let's get out of here before Franklin mauls me.
Franklin?
You just kind of hear the very like very recognizable sound.
Start hearing pitter patters of duck feet
Yeah.
approaching. I'm gonna run out the front door.
All right. You've got your things. What do you do now?
At the moment, it's decently important, but we can save getting one for later. I was thinking, either way, we forgot to ask where the town hall was, so we could go back to the inn and ask Innes where it is, or if Innes even has a map of their own.
Haven't you
Go with
guys
me and Truskiness
gone
where
by
it
it?
is. I don't. It's not in the owlbear, so it's not.
It's not pinpointed nowhere.
I believe when I was describing on the first, second session, I didn't mention where it is, but you can roll me a history to see if you recall something.
I just had an idea.
History of which is the fanciest
What-
building here.
Yeah,
What-
basically.
Do you think Michael's library would have a map?
16.
How much?
Do you think Michael's library might have the map?
Well, someone mentioned the library could, but it all depends on if the sheriff locked the door and fixed the window, because then we wouldn't be able to get in.
I thought that would have been a different library.
I thought Michael's library was the only one here. I got a 16 to remember where the
Oh
town
yeah,
hall
and
was.
how much did you roll, Ezra? Because I think you told me. No, 9. Oh, I thought you were saying now. Wait, did you say that? Did you mean that as now or 9?
9! No!
Okay.
I got an 11.
Well, Jal, that was a 16.
Yep.
So, the rest of you draw a blank. Jello, you recall all the fancy buildings were definitely in at this square, which was square. It's a circle, but like a town square type situation.
The town circle.
So, yes, which is where Michael's library was.
I bet it's this one.
I'm betting it's also probably that one. That's the town
That
hall.
looks like a house. This one hasn't got anything, so it might be this one. That's a
No,
tree.
that's a tree.
Man's been living in the
But-
forest so long.
Unless,
building
well,
it.
he is a fox. He could be. Mayor could be living under the tree.
Maybe he's the one that killed that rabbit in your dream.
No, that was when I was still awake, Shallows.
Maybe he was the one who killed the rabbit right before your dream.
Guys, the mayor uses stay down.
Guys, how many hours has it been since we've seen the mayor?
Maybe they're the one who killed the rabbit before your dream. Fuck.
I loosely remember the town hall somewhere in the circle in towards the center of town. I don't know which building exactly, but it's in that area.
Yeah, we should check it out. What the fuck?
Tobias arrives.
Evil.
Too soon. Too soon.
All right. So you're heading to the town circle.
Yeah, town circle.
Just call it town center.
Good shit. That makes sense. So, you head over, passing some people on the way, as this is the most likely one of the busier areas. Very stark contrast to the places you've been spending your time in recently. As obviously there isn't a lot of people. You probably see 5 at a time at best. Maybe 8. a person or two stands with like a just like set of items put out on the what remains of old like stalls that used to sell things.
Market stall.
Yeah, but they've basically just like fallen, and it's just like this improvised bit of improvisation done just like atop of the planks, rolling out piece of cloth and the goods that they sell placed atop. You recognize Michael's library, having been there fairly recently. A few houses that look like decent. They definitely look way better compared to what most of the town look. And one that is especially good looking. So
One
much
has
so
no
that
paint chips.
so much so that you could even compare it to how buildings would look in the places you've come from, not as destroyed and whatnot. It is, in fact, this building. It's
Maybe mayor's house.
I'll just might as well found. Oh. For fuck's sake. Alright. You arrive at, well, at the door. What do you do? I'm assuming you knock, but
Do they have one of those big metal knockers on the door?
sure.
Gotta use both hands. He's so small.
Can I even reach the knocker on the door?
Yeah,
Ezra, I'll leave this one to you.
it's fairly low. Alright, so you knock on the door. You don't have to wait for long, less than a minute. So it's like kind of a while where you consider knocking again. But then your door is opened by a girl. Not too old. Like what, nearing adulthood most likely, but somewhere in that area. Maybe already 18. Either way, she looks young. With ginger hair that's slightly curly, a very nicely, evenly done fringe that curls the slightest of side-like hairs that frame her slightly chubby face nicely. It is tied up in a high ponytail that, with how it's high, it reaches about right about her shoulders, and it's held by a nice white bow. And if you look closely enough, you would see in her hair those two kind of like mounds that look almost like ears. Her eyes match her hair with how they're orange like sunsets. Square glasses, a single beauty mark on her cheek. She wears a very like elegant outfit. A white shirt, a dark blue corset, and I believe they're called tube pads of the same color as the corset, finished off by some heels. How can I help you?
Hello there. We were wondering if the town hall perhaps had some maps that could be purchased of the town and surrounding area.
Well, we don't sell maps necessarily. But I can offer you to book a audition with my with the mayor, and maybe they can offer some help. I understand that this might be a matter of the recent library closing.
Yeah, we unfortunately couldn't go there to check out a map, so we were trying to find other alternatives.
I do not promise that you will be able to get an audition right now. But please come in. You can sit while I go inform of your presence. She allows you in to this very glamorous, honestly, room, especially considering how, honestly, in comparison to how most people's living conditions are, this could be like royalty. First, there is like a room with coat hangers and whatnot, which then leads into this like waiting room of sorts, you could say. It's like there's a sofa, a little coffee table made of dark oak, a furnace lit with gentle flames that are almost dying, but not exactly on dying, just like lowered. And the walls decorated with multiple paintings and like trinkets that you can only guess are connected to the history of the town. One painting stands out, hung above the furnace, of three figures. Sorry, 4 figures. Where you see this nice young lady you've just met. One hand on her shoulder being of the mayor. Another hand as standing on the other side, like kind of over her shoulder, this painting, is that woman you still haven't quite caught the name of, that you've met earlier today, who was taking notes. And
It was like Miss Luther or something like that. Ethan mentioned it.
take notes. And there is a figure covered by just like clearly and added after this painting was originally made coat of that just like is essentially plants, but the job was done poorly and you can still like see the slightest of like a figure there. You are left alone to sit on the couch.
How, like, in what position is the figure to everyone else?
Same level as the girl who welcomed you. So there's the two, like, above, two below, essentially. Seems a bit like, based off the cover, probably a bit taller than the girl.
So there's 4 people in the painting, right? The girl, the lady that follows the mayor, and then one that's covered up. What was the 4th one?
Mayor.
Oh, mayor.
Do you do anything while you wait?
I just want to like admire the artwork on the walls and subtly try and see who's behind the shoddy paint job.
Roll me investigation.
15.
Okay. The paintings around the room show one of them shows an older version of the building you're in right now. One seems to show the uh the town center, and there's some of people, which very commonly shows different vulpins. So like fox like figures. Yeah, just fox traits. You're guessing this might be a dynasty of sort. And whilst the shitty cover job is, well, shitty, you can't really. Whilst it's shitty, it did its job of making sure none of the like traits are visible.
Interesting. I'll go back and sit down next to Chalice and lean over, whispering, "Hey, you know in Michael's library how there was a couple like medical files about people that were like attacked by the creature, right?
Yeah.
How many of those were there again? I know there was at least one, but were there 2?
How many? Should roll history check.
You can.
I don't know if I'm just like completely in the wrong here, but it seems kind of odd to cover up a painting of a family member inside the town hall unless something terrible happened to them.
I rolled 24.
Okay, yeah. You recall it was two women by the names of Barbara Jones and Sawana Bluth.
Yeah. It was just the 2. Barbara and Sawana. I think.
Interesting. I might be completely wrong, but things like that might be connected.
Do we know the mayor's last name?
No clue.
Right. Soon enough, you see that girl who's greeted you again, kind of peeking out from the corner, going up to you, her hands like held together before her in like a very like proper, very demure way. And you've been asked to the mayor's office. If you would come with me.
Alright. I'll hop off the chair and follow.
Yeah, she holds her head low as she leads you over through like a hall that turns over to a door. Everything's still extremely elegant. Plants, more like decoration on the walls. More aesthetical than meaningful. It's like plants, animals. And you are let in as the girl waits outside the door, just kind of bowing down slightly as you walk in and are met with the mayor sat behind a forget the word, desk. And this is where we'll end today's session.
Oh, cheeky bitch.
Dun dun dun.
And
The
the
man
mayor
with
has
Barbara.
no eyes.